don't know how I got here. I've been playing this game on and off for like a month, getting through the main quest in Mondstadt, and to be honest, I didn't care that much for the game. It was like Breath of the Wild with a generic anime style and gacha systems. I get it. Or should I say, I gotcha! I logged in to do the daily quest a couple of days ago, but fast forward and I'm still playing and I'm in fucking China. It has been a very long time since the game has made me accidentally waste entire days, because I usually play when I'm going to be unproductive. This game really is dangerous, but not for the reasons I had assumed. You see, gambling has never been my forte, and some basic ass waifu baits isn't changing that. The gacha system is no threat to me, for my true addiction is adventure and crack cocaine. Genshin Impact's world is a genuine joy to exploring. Its progression system, the gameplay, and the visuals all lend to the exploration in creative ways. The way the game goes about adventure and exploration is obviously modeled after Breath of the Wild, but admittedly isn't as creative in that effort. Still, it's very fun. Combat is similarly... Fuck, I knew I was gonna mess up this word when I put it in the script. Hold on. Similarly. Combat is similarly basic too, but the light elemental reactions that were a part of Breath of the Wild systems become the main focus of this game. Mixing your different characters' elements with the current environment and enemy types is the key to fighting. It's very fun. It may take some time to notice, but once you stop for a second and just look around, the game's visuals hold up immensely well. It takes full advantage of that anime aesthetic to make everything feel cartoonishly lush, from the lighting to the lightning, the calm grass to the ash of my arson sprees. It's very fun to look at, but all of this takes some time to really come to fruition. The first chunk of this game, Mondstadt, while still possessing these qualities, it's kinda lame. What's the use of all that beauty and style if it goes into stock anime village number 5? The enemies you face barely call for much more than 1 or 2 combos, and any motivation outside of gameplay is weak. I'm talking about the story here. While there are some comfortable and cute character types to latch onto, the Storm Terror plot and any quest around that part of the game is, at their absolute best, generic. Mondstadt as a whole is just far too basic and safe, and what the game really needs from that point on is just a little bit more flavor, just a dash. And that's when you get Liyue. Every single aspect of this game just jumps in quality once you get over here. The setting and environment, magic. The gameplay, unless you're really unlucky with the wishes. The story is debatable. The story is a bit weird when addressing it, specifically in Liyue. Like, it's boring as shit, but it doesn't have to be. There's always this weird dissonance between what's broadly happening and what you're doing, the actual plot, and what the quest spends their time on. The story here started with the mysterious assassination of a dragon god that the city worships, and your character being a prime suspect as a newcomer. But fast forward a bit, and I've spent 2 hours testing the quality of rocks and erotically making perfume. That is not a joke. Characters spend so much time talking about cultural customs, the process of their work, or God forbid their feelings, and while it sucks, it still usually plays into the larger plot. They'll offer an emotional backstory, a breakdown of social practices, and a thesis on the human condition to explain the importance in you fetching some fucking flowers. It doesn't feel like you're doing something important, but then it leads to the problem of the plot being solved. There's obviously a lot of genuine thought and care put into the background information and world building here. It's not lazy writing. I just don't care. But it barely matters, because the entire loaf of this game's map that opens up with this area is more than enough incentive to keep playing. It's got long spread beaches and shores, towering mountains covering deep valleys, and an orange sheet covering almost every asset. Exploring all of this, it's very fun. Best part is, this game, at least the most important parts of it so far, truly feels free. There's no bullshit difficulty spike or gatekeep that keeps you from progressing further into the game's content. Now, from what I've heard, the resin system gets pretty annoying later on in the game, but at this point, I've gotten a good 50 plus hours of content without even learning what that is. Look, I'm having a lot of fun right now. If shit hits the fan later down the line, then please don't burst my naive bubble. But for right now, the game doesn't seem to feed off players' fun, only off their loneliness. Yeah, the gacha system is still pretty vicious, and that's why I've entered this game with not just the rule, but the strict goal of getting all the characters I want and spending no money. Now, I'm not dumb. I've seen the rate of character and wish drops. I know what I've put myself up against. But hey, I'm already 1/4 of the way there. All I need is 3 more miracles. Technically, that wasn't even a miracle because she's a guaranteed character, but fuck it. 3 more people to make my dream team. Number 1, Mona. It'll make sense later. Number 2, Duelik. If you're confused as to why I want this guy, I have an hour-long video on my channel that should clear some things up. Number 3 was at first Jean. I don't know, she was just kind of a random pick. I thought she was kind of cool, I guess. But after careful consideration, I've shifted towards Zhang Li, simply because of his English voice actor. Like many things in this game here, I'm not completely sure as to why I've kept my game on the English dub this long. If I had to narrow it down, it's probably due to a complacent fear and familiarity mixed in with a laziness towards reading when I don't have to, and a numbness to high-pitched squeaky noises that has given me the godlike ability to stand Paimon's voice. But once I realized that Zhang Li's voice actor is the same person that does like half the upper-class characters in Skyrim, I could rest easy with this decision. But that's the dream team, that's the goal, and the number one key to being happy in this game, long-term wise, is working with what you've got. So, the leader of my team right now is the MC, who I've named Cyrus, which I would have reconsidered if I knew there was some other blonde in the game that had that name. He's the easiest to upgrade right now, which makes him the strongest, and I also really like using Wind Gust. I refuse to get that stupid ass rock upgrade. Number 2 is Noelle. I've gotten her like 3 times now from the wishes. That was very funny! Claymores are my favorite weapon to use, and her shield has carried me through the game so far, so she's pretty good. Lisa is the 1/4 of my dream team. What can I say? I like Purple Witch Girls, and I think the devs are backing me up here. Because there is no fucking way it's a coincidence that both of their names together make literally the most celebrated piece of art in human history. Just saying. Number 4 is Amber. For now, anyways. I was more or less forced into putting Amber on my team. I didn't have anything against her as a character, like, she was nice, she had a cute little ribbon on her head. I fucking hated playing as her. Bow characters are the goddamn worst, and a little stuffed toy elemental just sits there. Not even menacingly. Thinking it can get by just off being cute. Well, screw you, you're adorable. The problem was that between the wooden shields and my honestly remedial ass getting to Liyue through Dragonspine, the game was more or less screaming at me to use someone who had Pyro. I had 2 other Pyro characters, but both of them were characters from Liyue, which means that I needed materials from Liyue to get them up to buff, and I thought I needed a Pyro character at that exact moment to get through Dragonspine. It was a very, very stupid decision, but not a mistake. More of a happy oopsie, since I actually had a lot of fun struggling to get through there with her. As such, this means I've also grown very used to Amber. But since we've reached Liyue, and I found the rocks that I needed to upgrade whatever her name is, and if Amber's ineffectiveness against the fucking slimes is anything to go off of, it's time for things to change. God damn it.
Ready for trial.
Shut up. I don't know what this game's got in store for me for the future. And I don't know how long I'm going to enjoy it, considering that this is one of those games where the fans seem to really hate it. But all I can do is believe. Oh my god!
Error.